Well, today on the show, we're talking to Dr. Hazim Barmada and one of his patients, talking about stem cell. And Terry Keeper, amazing story. Terry, we're going to talk about how stem cells work for you, but you have multiple sclerosis, and there's a time in your life where you couldn't function.
You're right. There was a time that I basically only existed. Every step that I took was a hot metal rod going up from my ankles to my hips. On a good day, I could drive maybe until 3 o'clock, but after that, my vision and my cognitive wouldn't work for driving. I was in so much pain, muscle pulling from my bones pain, breaking from my bones pain. So I started researching stem cell. Because I needed help. I would sit there and beg God, please just take me. I can't handle this pain anymore. And I was in Dallas. I used to live down here, but I was in Dallas and on the World Wide Web, and I typed in stem cell for MS. The first two places were in Southern California, and they actually took you to Tijuana, Mexico, and they used fetal stem cell. That was not for me at all. The third place was right here, Mississippi Stem Cell in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Like I said before, I went to USM Gulf Coast. I own property here in Ocean Springs. My mother and my brother live here. My in-laws live over in Pascagoula.
So it was like coming home.
It was. To me, it was a sign from God that I needed to do this. And so I called here and I set up an appointment for November 13th of 2014. And I came in and they took a little bit of my fat. They washed it off. They gave me, and I came in, all I could walk in before was go walk Skechers because every step was that hot metal rod. The next morning, with little sleep, I walked out and said good morning to my mom, and she was like, Terry, are you okay? Your voice is different. You're walking normal. I had a very calculated step. I usually had my cane with me or my walker, or I was on my scooter. It changed my life. It saved my life.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the story you told about Six Flags.
Oh, yes. A month to the date. Now I'm in Dallas, and I'm about probably 45 minutes away from Six Flags Drive. It was my daughter's oldest birthday. She wanted to go to Six Flags. I drove to Six Flags, walked Six Flags for 7 hours, and then I drove everybody back at like 11 o'clock at night. The whole fact that I could drive and see, because my eyes used to not dilate for oncoming lights.
Right.
So I'd be blinded by them. But now they dilate and stuff like that. My vision has totally improved. I can wear heels. I have the energy to put on makeup and do my hair. Makeup was probably a last resort thing. My hair was always just up.
When I met you in the lobby, I would have never thought you had MS.
Yep.
Never thought you'd had MS.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. Great, great story. Dr. Barmada, amazing story that Terry, as I just said, that she told. Tell us about what you're doing with stem cells.
Well, stem cells are cells that have the ability to differentiate into various types of tissue of the body, and they also have the ability to divide and propagate themselves, so they produce more stem cells. So that perpetuates the process of stem cells forming stem cells and also forming other tissues in the body. Now, to go with that, also they produce cytokines and growth factors that will affect their own growth and the growth of the various tissues around to repair and heal any damage.
And it's best to use your own, stem cells from your own body to build these, to renew these cells, right?
All tissues of the body, anybody, everybody, including animals. And in fact, a lot of that research was done on animals, on race horses, who in the olden days used to be put to sleep when they had an injury.
Right, I remember that.
But then they began to use stem cells on them, and that actually stopped them being killed and being sacrificed, and therefore they were using them for riding, for breeding, for basically as stud horses, many of them. And this is why it was very important to look at that piece of research before we came to human beings and began to do this in human beings. So there are many sources of stem cells in the body throughout the body. Of course, fetal stem cells come in two versions, one from the actual fertilized egg itself and the products thereof, and also from the umbilical cord at birth. Live births, normal healthy births, they take the umbilical cord and they take the stem cells out of that, and they actually can use them. Now, many people, of course, frown at that. The next thing is to do bone marrow stem cells, but that again is laborious and takes time, and you've got to grow them because their numbers are small. And then about maybe 14, 15 years ago, it was discovered that fat, our own fat around our waistline, that basically we only use to put on weight, has plenty of stem cells. So then the attention turned to that, and that is a very, very simple procedure that we do literally within 3 hours.
Wow.
We take about an ounce of stem cells from each side, so a total of 2 ounces of fat. And then within a couple of hours, we have half an ounce of liquid containing tens of millions of stem cells, sometimes 100 million, sometimes 200 million, depends on the person. And we basically treat the person with the same stem cells that we take from them.
Well, we got just a minute left, so just real quick, what kind of patients can benefit from stem cells? Like, she has MS. What are the kind of patients?
Well, I mean, obviously she's an extremely good example of neurological issues, and all neurological issues across the board would benefit from stem cells to varying degrees. Now, we do not really know who exactly would benefit from receiving stem cells, and the only way of finding out really is to give them the stem cells.
Okay.
There is no downside whatsoever because they are their own stem cells being given back to them the same day.
So if you want some more information, you can call the Mississippi Stem Cell Treatment Center here in Ocean Springs. Dr. Barmada, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a wonderful story, Terry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Give them a call. They're located close to the Ocean Springs Hospital. It is the Mississippi Stem Cell Treatment Center. Find out if maybe stem cells would work for you or someone you love.